So look, how do I word this? The eToro Coffee to 100k challenge, the copy portfolio where you can go on eToro and copy me directly, looks like it might be dead in the water. Last month was an absolute horrific month. We took nearly 7.5% losses in a single month, and we were beat from pillar to post from the beginning of the month to the end of the month from one thing alone, and that is the whole Chinese, implosion that has happened to the Chinese stocks listed in the US. And I don't know if the account can recover from this, and I feel I need to take this opportunity to speak to the people who were loyal enough to entrust me to manage their money for them and help them grow their account. And I feel I just need to take this opportunity to apologize to absolutely nobody. You guys are absolutely crazy if you think I'm stopping this challenge. This is absolute great news, what has just happened, and I am super excited. Look, it sucks having red months, but holy potato, I am super excited for the end of the year now. I'll be honest with you, a month or two ago, I was really bored shitless with this account. It was growing 1 or 2% a month, doing absolutely bollocks all nothing, and now we have a great possibility to not only end the year good, but kickstart next year as well. I mean, just look at the S&P 500, folks. The S&P year on year is up over 30%. In 12 friggin' months, this S&P 500 averages a return of around about 10 to 11% historically, and it's up 30%. If you think that a correction is not coming, you are absolutely ludicrous. But coming back to the matter in hand, we don't care about the S&P. Why is my portfolio falling? Why did we lose 7.5% in a single month? Well, let's just take a step back. We are doing very well year on year. In fact, the portfolio is doing fantastically well, up way from its beginning, which was literally less than a year ago. And we're still on track to have a great end of year 2 if you want to talk about the calendar year. In this video, we're going to recap on what was an absolute horrific month and why I am dead happy about it. And to be honest, if you put a gun to my head, I'd say I hope that we lose 7% next month in the exact same situation. First off, if you have no clue what this hairy bloke is talking about when he talks about the Coffee to 100k challenge, check out the playlist up here. To quickly recap, it's where we invest a simple $180 a month in the hopes of one day becoming a 100k-𝐂𝐂𝐂. You don't really call it 100k-𝐂𝐂𝐂 or millionaire. I don't even know what the terminology would be. If you know, let me know down in the comments. But we're basically going to grow this money to over 100k, and then I don't know, maybe we'll donate it to charity. I really have not thought that far ahead. So if you think of anything that I could spend 100k on, let me know down in the comments. And you can copy this portfolio directly. You can allocate a certain amount of money to it. And when I make a trade, you make a trade. When I make a sell, you make a sell. When I take a 7% loss, well, so do you. But if you want to sign up on eToro, do it via the link as well down on the pinned comment, and you get lifetime access to our eToro LWT chat room for life, and I'm in there daily, and you can absolutely abuse me when Chinese stocks start falling. Now, like I said, last month was absolutely horrific, and it's very clear that the Chinese versions of the stock market gods are really upset. So we need to do a thing, we need to honor them, we need to give them some homage, and the only way I think that we can all do that for free is by making sure that like button is turned blue. Seriously, the Chinese gods will look at this video, they'll see how many likes there are, and if there's enough likes, I don't know, let's put a 100 limit on it, then maybe one day the stock market will recover. But until we get to 100, the stock market is going to continue falling, so do your part, make sure that like button is turned blue. But last month was pretty horrific. In fact, last month the Chinese sell-off just literally blew me away. I was sort of expecting a pullback, but not because of the Chinese government basically wanting to ban education. And if you want to know more on basically my thoughts and thesis on China, we have LWT Unshaved. There's a link to the video up there. I'm going to do like a weekly review, a weekly news cap. If you're into that sort of thing, go and subscribe to the second channel. But long story short, the Chinese stocks have been taking a beating because of fear, and I'll talk about that more in this video. The last month was well overdue. We've had a crazy run so far on this challenge, so if you've only just signed up to follow me on eToro, then first thing I'd like to sort of semi-apologize, but not really. I'd like to say, look, bear with the plan. If you're copying this portfolio, wanting to basically make a quick 2 or 3%, don't. It's not the portfolio for you. We have a clear 10-year goal to make this 100k challenge. So if you're going to come in, then dip out and lose 2%, I'm sorry, but I don't really feel that bad for you. At the end of the challenge, if you've lost money, then yeah, I'll feel bad for you. But we know one thing for sure, stocks only go up. Look, let's have a little look at China. The Chinese government basically came out and said that they want to regulate private education and make sure everybody's on the same curriculum. Now, this is just a few months after they fined Alibaba, the biggest stock I hold in this portfolio currently, a whopping and literally a record $2.8 billion US. And now I want to stress something good because Alibaba paid it from their cash reserves. What company that is growing this fast has 2.8 billion in cash reserves? This is the second biggest e-commerce company in the world and is growing at a massively fast rate in the biggest e-commerce country in the world, China. So look, if we look at the companies, the Chinese companies that I've been buying into, they all have unreal cash flow. There's very little chance these companies are going to go bankrupt soon, and this is nothing more than a buying opportunity. And yes, I will be buying more, to clarify. So if you don't want this massive opportunity, then it's probably not for you. But every stock I buy, I mean literally every single one, I mean sometimes I'll buy a stock and then sell it a month later because something's changed or I'm locking in profits or it went quicker than I expected. But reality, every single stock I buy in life is a minimum potential 2-year hold. And it's no different here. These stocks, you've got to ask yourself, with the rate they're growing, do you think they'll be higher or lower in 2 years? More importantly, in this challenge, 10 years. Do you think Alibaba, for example, will be higher in 10 years? Do you think China will be a bigger economy in 10 years? And best one, do you think e-commerce will be a bigger industry in the next 10 years? And by the way, Alibaba, JD, they're not just e-commerce anymore, they're more of a tech company. Now I could sit here and say, look, I'm really sorry and I'll try harder to make sure we have green month after green month after green month. And if you wanted that to happen, then basically you're gonna make 1 or 2% a year. But we'll have a little tiny green month and you can feel happy about yourself. I'm not going to do that. My thing is to beat the 10% average return a year to make sure we get to this 100K as quick as possible. And if you're on the train, you're coming with me. It's that simple. And am I happy about this red month? Well, yeah, short term, no. No, I'm not. But I don't see it like that. I see there's nothing more than a massive opportunity to get stocks that I have really high conviction in at a massive discount. And I mean a massive discount. I've done some valuations on Alibaba, for example, that I see literally I think I could double my money on when they start recovering. I mean, reality is, if you look at the Chinese government in this one sector, and I'm talking more about China here because that's really what drove the portfolio to the downside, China's not going to make these companies disappear. They get huge cash revenues. If Alibaba just disappeared tomorrow, the Chinese government are going to lose a hell of a lot of money in taxes. Not just that, the people love this company. They're going to lose a lot of populace within the people itself. It's too far, too gone, and they can't really just outright ban Alibaba. Can they find them? Yes. Alibaba has cash reserves waiting around for that, and all the companies in China that I've invested in do too. Now, to the copiers that have left, in seriousness, I am sorry that you've lost money. But the idea of this challenge is to keep on the path. And if you don't have that mindset, again, the portfolio wasn't for you. So I've only got a little bit of sympathy there. I never like seeing people lose money. But reality is, you should have done some research and seen what this portfolio was about. If we look at the long-term history of the stock market over a 10-year period, and if we listen to what Yaz said in the music video,
The only way is up. Not financial advice.
But history does dictate stocks do only go up over a long period of time. So if you have lost some short-term gains, don't panic, bear on course, and continue regular investing, because this is where you buy your value. This is where majority of investors mess up, and I'm going to do a video on that very soon on the channel. The biggest mistake new investors mess up on is stopping investing when it's a red month. This is where you should be, if anything, increasing your size into stocks. Now this sell-off that we've seen in Amazon on Friday, 6% or 7% down, the sell-off we've seen in China, this really could continue for the next 6 months, maybe even a year. And I am praying, literally praying to the gods, the Chinese stock gods, the European stock gods, every stock god out there, that this happens, because I will buy as much as possible and as regular as possible at the bottom. And I will continue buying because I know when I am a lot grayer, because there is a few grey hairs you can probably see there, that I will be a lot wealthier when stocks recover, because my average will be bigger at a much lower rate, and I have been doing this as stocks have been falling, and I will continue to do so, and so should you. Now, the month ahead, the $180 is already deposited, so if you are copying this and you need to increase, now's the time to do it. The 180 is deposited, and I do have my eye on 3 stocks currently that are a little bit higher than what I want to pay for them, so I am looking for a few red days to buy into. But if not, I do have my eye on some additions, but this will be allocated very soon, probably Monday, Tuesday. So go ahead, if you haven't deposited and increased, now is the time. So to summarize, will I sell JD.com? Nope. Will I sell Alibaba.com? Nope. Will I sell Asian stocks? Nope. Will I sell any stocks? Probably, yeah, some of them I will. But the point here for the Chinese stocks is something drastic would have to happen for me to sell these companies. These companies are literal mega giants. I mean, just look at the e-commerce list here. Look at where JD is. Look at where Alibaba is in terms of rivaling some of the biggest. Look at Shopify. I mean, these companies are competing with Shopify, Amazon, and they really are mega giants who are diversifying into AI and tech. These companies, I mean, I'm going to go out and say it. I'm going to go out, and this is going to be very controversial, and hopefully no one comes back to this video in 10 years. I'm going to give myself 15 years. I think that in 15 years time, I can't believe I'm going to say this, in 15 years time, Alibaba will be bigger than, if not pretty much the same size as Amazon. So look, investors who are still hurting and still haven't got the point yet, listen to what Uncle Warren says. When people are greedy, be fearful. And like I said, the S&P 500 is up 30% in 12 months. People are being very greedy, and there's a lot of winners coming into the market right now, last month, this day, last week. But literally, majority of them are green. And people are being greedy, going out, going to the pub, talking to Gary in the pub and saying, hey, I just made $50 on Amazon, or I made $50 on Facebook. And a correction's gonna happen. It's gotta come. And this is what you need to remember, the second part of what Uncle Warren said. Be greedy when people are fearful. And what that means is in the opposite universe, where people are panicking and stocks are falling, cough, cough, let's look at China right now, it's the time to be buying stocks if you've done proper planning. So the point here is when people are greedy, you need to be very careful. You've seen me over the last couple of weeks sell out companies slightly, like Apple. I've sold a bit of Facebook. I've sold quite a few big names, just lowering that exposure. Now I wish to the gods that I had listened to myself last Friday and sold bloody Amazon, but I didn't. I don't know why. I really wish I had. That's probably the biggest mistake I did last month. But this is the point with the video. Stick with the plan. This is actually not a bad thing. This is the best, literally the best time to invest is when markets are at the bottom. We all know this. It's hard. It goes against human emotions, but this is the time to invest. So if you are looking for the long game, if you're looking to invest over the long period of time, if you're in Europe and you want to use eToro, I've heard it's coming to the US soon. If you want to copy this challenge and copy this portfolio, we're adding $180 a month to it. We will get to 100 grand. I will make money for you. I pretty much guarantee it. If not, I'm going to shave my beard, bleach my hair blonde, and probably get a pop career, because you don't even need to sing these days. But I will never be seen again on YouTube. But I guarantee you, this is nothing more than a short-term bump. So copiers who've stuck the path, thank you very much for entrusting. I'll do my best for you, and I am not guaranteeing a green month next month, but I think there's a big possibility, because I think that the whole US market's going to come down and the Chinese market maybe will look quite valuable. And two last things if you've made it this far. First thing, the code word. We do code words on this channel. If you can help me out by making sure the like button is turned blue, but also drop the code word below, which is Uncle Warren. If you drop that down below, it will massively help me out with the YouTube gods, and it would be greatly appreciated. It takes a lot of time to do these videos, so please go ahead, drop the code word Uncle Warren below. And the second thing, if you want to see my main portfolio, because this definitely is not it, then you can sign up with Patreon. We've got some very exclusive discounts on right now, but limited space available. So if you're ever thinking about seeing my portfolio, joining the main chat room, or even the WhatsApp group, now's the time. Check out Patreon down below, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Peace.